It is Igbos against Nigeria. This is a fight against the Igbos. That's why I went to SOKOTO to see our brother, NNAMDI KANU. When everybody, some of us, our people feel it shouldn't go to him, it shouldn't talk with him, it shouldn't. I moved into the prison and sat down with him and we chatted excitedly and chatted exuberantly. And he's a likable young man. Right there in the prison, within a week, prisoners have made him their president in prison. And the prisoners are all Fulani prisoners and Hausa prisoners. No people are not there. When they heard him speak, they said this guy must be something else. Two prison warders bow to him and say, you are what Nigeria needs. So until you meet somebody face to face, you may condemn the person from a distance until you meet him face to face. I am sure that if Igbo leaders were part of what NNAMDI KANU was doing, maybe this thing would have been given a better face that will achieve a better result for the Igbos than it is now. If our governors in the East will rise up as 5 of them, even Southeast, and visit him in prison now and talk with him, because I know he was sober when I was talking with him. He shared with me why he struggle. He told me what he knows. He told me something. I heard him and I felt for him. I heard one of our leaders saying that because of his extension, 30,000 people have been killed in Igbo land. Do you number them? How do you know that? Are you now saying there's nothing good has come out from what he was doing? Why do you see only the evil part of what he was doing? There's nothing on earth that doesn't have. Every coin has 2 sides. Everything on earth has this good side, and the bad side is called latent effect of that thing. When you were building university in a community, you foresee that people will come and rape others. But you built university to bring education. Suddenly, cultism started, isn't it? You didn't foresee cultism, but you had a good intention. So what you focus on was in the good intention, so I can cop the bad side of it. But unfortunately, most of our people withdrew from him. Even the other guy in Finland, they call Eba. I was hoping that our leaders would pay him a visit. Elders, because he was no, it was making they and say, sir, we saw Nigerian bear for a war. Let's do this thing this way. Are you following what I'm saying here? The young man will listen. People listen to you when they feel you have their interest at heart, and what they're saying is what you are saying. If you can't tell them stop what you are doing, they will tell you we will not stop. What you do is to rechannel what they are doing with a proper approach. But everybody says, stop him, yeah, kill him, turn him. People don't kill their giants in the days of battle. When any man stands up with that kind of courage and talk, look at him. And let me even tell you, even the Nigerian nation cannot stop that young man. Even if they kill that young man today, in fact, do you know that imprisoning him has stirred up more sympathy for him? Do you know that many people, like called on phone, many people who didn't believe in what he was doing, and I'm believing it, seeing it that it is Igbos against Nigeria. That's what I'm seeing it to be. Because they see Gumi, who move about, navigating and interfacing for the bandits, saying their mind to Nigeria, telling us to negotiate with them, not to kill them. Whenever they're killed, he's angry, showing is their leader. Moving around, and even said with sagacity that if NNAMDI KANU can show remorse, he will advocate for his release. And even say something like that the bandits are not like IPOB. IPOB, are they terrorists? Are they unleashing anything on anybody? All they're saying is, remember, include Igbo people in what you are doing. And that man said that nobody has called him, nobody has arrested him, everything is still flowing. The other guy in Niger Delta, I don't know what they call him. They used to carry gun on the camera, carry AK-47 too, and say if they come, I kill them. I was saying this like that, and he has his boys would go on training them in Nigeria, and government is saying or doing nothing about that. And the bandits came out. Nigerian government was having dialogue. What do you call that thing they were having? Negotiation, is it? With bandits, and they have paid them millions of naira. And many of them were called repentant Boko Haram. People that carry gun and kill Nigerian army, they put them in the army, and they are now the ones destroying the army. But IPOB man carried flag. They shot him and killed him. and locked some of them in prison. They're still in prison till now. Some of them died. But those who carry gun, you can't arrest them. So in prison, NNAMDI KANU, even if you think you committed any crime, means you must make the same justice. You must go around. You must arrest all of these ones and put them in prison. Minus that happening, many Igbo reasonable people are now saying, so this is a fight against the Igbos. People don't know the dimension this thing is taking. So I advise Tinubu, our president, Mohammed, Alhaji Ahmed Tinubu, I advise him to look into this matter politically, knowing that eastern part of Nigeria, even some part of South, is not excluded from Nigeria. We are part of his kingdom, part of his country, under his jurisdiction. He must look this way and dialogue with these young people. He must do that. He must set up a committee that will interface with IPOB and know what their angers and what their grievances are. The governors in the East must call them and find out what they're talking about. We cannot, for any reason, we can't stop ideology. We fought war a few years ago and the war is almost looming again. This is not the right thing to do. Let us stop these things by calling them. When your son is misbehaving, what do? Son, what is the problem? A few days ago, Fulani headmen killed people behind our house here in Esago. Didn't you hear that? They killed people for no reason. No clash. They say farmers had a clash. No clash. Just came into their houses because they have gone and they are power hungry. They are blood mongers. So I don't know why the Nigerian nation has come to this level, because this is not Islam. This is evil. This is terrorism. Because Dubai is Islamic country, Saudi is Islamic country, and they are in peace. Even Iran and Iraq are not fighting. So why is it so? Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria are all Libya, all Islam. Even Niger Republic is safer than Nigeria. Senegal is 70% Muslim domain. Why is it like this in Nigeria? I went to see him so I can at least contribute and talk to him and see whether he can drop some things and pick some things, and so things can, because he can't kill a man's opinion permanently, but also give him a perspective that will help to stop this rancor and this emotional outburst. If all our leaders will pay visit to him and he opens up and they contribute, he will come out from that place a better NNAMDI KANU that you know. But if they live in like isolation, as a human being, the more you take a man away from men, the more he becomes anti-human being. So people should pay him visit. People should help. Governors should help and bring him out of that place. Tell the governor of Imo State, who is the leader of APC in the East, we are holding him responsible if NNAMDI KANU is not released, because he's the one that will lead other governors to pray him, because he's the leader of APC and the most senior governor in the Eastern Nigeria, if I'm right. Yes, the most senior. He is the most senior. Governor Hope Uzodimma. Please, Hope, lead this train, visit NNAMDI KANU, see whether things can be done right. All of us are paying the price of this thing, and our boys are languishing. This is not the right thing, right kind of atmosphere that business can prosper in. This at home on Monday is affecting us. There was a young man that was involved in criminality. He killed people. He confessed he killed people. He killed more than 100 people. The guy his name is Iyke. My namesake. In the days of Bakassi Peninsula, you know Bakassi, not Peninsula, Bakassi move. They arrested, the Bakassi caught him and his gang members in Aba. And they killed 6 or 7 of his members. I don't know the number now. They have killed them already. People, when they were killing, people were watching them. Do you know Bakassi? He didn't make Bakassi. He only heard about it. Did you see Bakassi? Did you see Bakassi? I don't know Macau. I don't know Kenya now. Now for Bakassi. Okay, you are they will bring them out from their cars and cut their heads. You know how they kill? They will cut their heads and then life. They have killed either 5 or 6. It was his turn to kill him now. Police came and rescued him. And he was taken to the prison. He was tried. And when he went to the court, every lawyer they brought to get him out, evidences abound. So the judge was willing to sentence him to death by hanging. That is what the law says. But that day, this guy became born again in the prison because people visited him, churches visited him and prayed for him and share the gospel with him like I share with our brother Nnamdi Kanu. I want to share the gospel with him. And we prayed together. And that's what they did. They kept visiting him, kept sharing the gospel with this young man called Iyke in Umuahia prison. After several visits, he gave his life to Christ and became a changed person. You know, if any man is in Christ, a new creature, all things are passed away. So on the day of judgment, the judge was visited by God in a dream. And God told him to discharge the young man. God came to her dream. He said, a woman judge, and told her, this guy has been changed. Release her, release him. Two times the judge tried to sentence him. He could not. He came and started crying in the court. Imagine judge crying. And then he postponed the judgment and came the second time and dropped her pen and said, do you know I can sentence you to death? The guy said, no, yes I am. I know. Now the guy said, because I'm a changed person, I want to confess to the court that I did all these things. So I'm no more hiding it. So that when I die now, like you sentence me, I will see my God. I am waiting for it to be sentenced. That is what is due for me. And the judge says, no, discharge and acquitted. The judge has power to do so. People can appeal. When he was discharged, the guy is a preacher now. He was in Emmanuel Church in Police Naka. He preached to us in Nkwele. The Iyke. He came to the other church and came more, church and more. He preached there. He's preaching the gospel everywhere today. He's not a criminal. So visiting somebody in prison is better than leaving him all to himself. Don't condemn anybody. If that only crying of telling the people, include the Igbos in your scheme, or leave us to go. That's all he's saying. He told me that he made a request only. Do the road from Aba, from Port Harcourt to Onitsha to Enugu to give us seaport and give us a second Niger bridge. I will stop my station. Many years ago, he told them, but they could not do that. So if you hear that kind of thing, you understand where his pain is coming from. And only one man will stand and speak for the rest. So please, I beg our governors, our leaders, Ohanese and the rest, bishops, clergymen, to pay him visit and continue talking with him, sharing with him, because I know that God will bring him out.
I'm sure you have watched the video. We have heard a lot about Biafra, about Simon Ekpa, about NNAMDI Kanu. All these things we are hearing right now, the protest, the this that is going to happen, the that is going to happen, is no longer in news. It's no longer something that we are not used to. We are used to hearing all these things. But one question that always comes to mind when I hear stories about Biafra, stories about NNAMDI Kanu, when I hear people talking about all those things, one question I ask myself is, why are they still holding NNAMDI Kanu in custody? That is one question that comes to mind when I hear people talk about Biafra, talk about NNAMDI Kanu, talk about Simon Ekpa. But the reason why sometimes when I ask these questions, I don't come out to rant, I don't come out to say, hey, we must do this, we must do that, is because of the type of country we live in. It's the type of country we live in. We live in a country where they say you have what we call freedom of speech. But after talking, you ask yourself, is your freedom guaranteed? We recently heard that Sowore was arrested. Nobody knows why he was arrested, though he has been released. But you wonder if people like that, if somebody that is as big as Sowore can be arrested, maybe for leading protests, for them to free NNAMDI Kanu, or for saying something about NNAMDI Kanu, I don't know. What about you that don't have any political connection? Sowore is like a presidential candidate and they are arresting him. What about you? So that is why some of us, when we look at all these things, we just decide to not say anything because of the type of country we live in. And that is why always, instead of ranting, instead of talking, instead of abusing people, instead of trying to fight somebody online and all this, I encourage us that we do well to pray for our country, Nigeria. And when I say pray for Nigeria, some people will say, oh, it is because they did that. It is not like that. It is because I believe that this country needs prayer. Because a country that is sane cannot be behaving like this at all. A country where the people that are leading the country are like, they think straight. They cannot be doing certain things they do in this country. If you talk, they arrest you. If you do this, they arrest you. Why? People cannot even air their own opinion. People cannot say things again in the country. It is too bad. It is too bad. So I don't believe in coming online to rant, coming online to abuse people, coming online to insult people. I don't believe in that. That is why always I encourage us to do well, to pray for our country, Nigeria. Pray for NNAMDI KANU, pray for Simon Ekpa, pray for everything you feel you believe in. But one important thing I want us to pray for is for the peace and unity of our country, Nigeria. Some of us will want to say, why will we pray for peace and unity in Nigeria? Why will we pray for this? Why will we pray for that? It is very important, because I've already been saying this. If you have been following me, you will know that I've already been mentioning it. There is this saying that when two elephants fight, it is the grass and the grass that suffer. It is the grass and the ground that suffer. All these politicians, they don't care. They have everything it takes to fly their people abroad. They have everything it takes to protect their people. What about you and I? All these things are the things that we need to be thinking about whenever we want to act. When we feel angry and we want to act, you ask yourself, when the heat starts coming, can I bear it? So please, let us do well to pray for NNAMDI KANU, for God to keep him healthy and sound, for God to empower him, for God to strengthen him, because we have been hearing prophecies that his health will deteriorate, that this is going to happen, that is going to happen. That is why it is important for us to pray for him. So please, I want to encourage us, pray for NNAMDI KANU, pray for Simon Ekpa, pray for Nigeria, pray for Biafra. Let the peace of God take over this place. Let the peace of God take over Nigeria, because Nigeria, right now, I don't know the adjective to use in qualifying this country we call Nigeria. But I know that at the end of the day, God is going to see us through. God is going to help us. God is going to help pull us out of this mess we are currently in. Pull us out of this rubbish that these politicians are putting us through. It is so sad and it is bitter. It is bitter that we have to face all these things in our own country. You go outside the country, they abuse you. You come to your own country, you also don't have peace. What type of life is that? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense at all. So please, let us do well to pray for Nigeria, pray for NNAMDI KANU, pray for Simon Ekpa, and don't forget to also pray for yourself, because you are very, very important. When I say pray, it's important for you to understand that prayer is one of the most important tools we can use to combat whatever it is the enemy is trying to do in our country, Nigeria. So please, do well to pray. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please don't forget, share the video on social media platforms, share with your friends and loved ones, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on your notification bell so whenever I post another video, you will notify. God bless us to do so. I will see you in the next one. You are blessed.